Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, it's finally my birthday, so I finally get to go and make a fun YouTube video for you all. And of course, weirdly quick, before we dive on in, we will probably be maybe doing a YouTube stream, but of course, as well a Twitch stream. So if you guys have not followed on Twitch, go follow. We're gonna probably get really crunk and drunk and have a fun time, and maybe do it on YouTube as well, although it's a bit weirder on copyright. So you guys see that, don't think differently of me. But for that, if you guys want to subscribe or leave a like in honor of the birthday, I'd appreciate it. We don't forget, we have a lot of cool stuff on the way, so I can't wait to go, and we'll show you guys very soon. But of course, we have some cooler stuff that PlayStation also has something cool on the way too. We've been seeing a lot of murmurs and leaks when it comes to handheld devices, when it comes to the Xbox handheld. And of course, also we had like the PlayStation Portal, which is done phenomenally. And people are kind of getting into this whole handheld device. A lot of people are buying Switch 2s. We've been seeing a lot of handheld devices, Steam Decks, all of these. Great times. And while PlayStation once again wants to re-jump on that train. We had the PSP and Psvita back in the day, which I loved, and I'm still actually somewhat surprised that those were even like existing back at the time they did. Like even the PSP at the time felt very futuristic. And this is where PlayStation is now, reportedly, once again, coming out with their next big handheld device. Sony is reportedly planning a Nintendo Switch-style PlayStation 6 portable. Now, we've seen the rumors and leaks on this, but I think a little bit more information is coming out in terms of specs and what people are expecting, and apparently it's even dockable, very similar to the Switch 2. So the new report claims a planned PS6 portable will be a dockable like Switch. So think about it as how the Switch has its hardware. It's stronger when it's on a dock, but it's still able to be portable. And that's a slightly different style than, say, the Xbox like ROG Ally, or that's just purely a just handheld device, or like Steam Deck, where I'm sure you can do some weird jerry rigging and, put some, I don't know, USBs or something, but this is probably gonna be more of a like an on-off type device that will be pairing with the upcoming PlayStation 6 whenever it does come on out. So Sony's planning a PlayStation 6 handheld with Nintendo Switch-style television docking capabilities, it is now claimed. It's according to Moore's Law is Dead, a YouTube channel that we've covered on the channel before too as well, and in their new video, they shared specific technical specifications. So I'm just going to try to highlight it all for you guys and give you guys my point and the nitty gritty for this PS6 handheld that's been floating around. Take everything with a grain of salt, which will reportedly then releasing alongside the traditional, more powerful PlayStation 6 home console, which it says is based on up-to-date documentation from its graphics partner, AMD. Now you guys know AMD has custom-made graphics chips for PlayStation before already. Like they've already made this stuff, they've done these things, and even on the PS5 Pro, they've worked hand in hand to have their own customizable chips and AI. I do think AI is going to be very important when it comes to this next upcoming handheld, because the more you can rely on software or the cloud, or even things like streaming, as I always say for Game Pass and their handheld, then this overall just better. It's a better vibe. It just makes the whole console more efficient, and it can maybe even cut down costs as well. So notably, they also said that there is multiple documents that directly call out a planned PlayStation 6 portable. So it can be docked like a Nintendo Switch, and claims it will be capable of playing games natively at power exceeding that of the base PlayStation 5 when docked. So this will be stronger than the PlayStation 5 as a handheld. I like this. So the one thing I've always had issues with is that like sometimes we have these like handheld devices even now, and they're weak. Like I have a nice PC and I will always have a good PC. I'm a PC guy. Same with consoles. So like I want to enjoy my gaming experience. Now there is like the versatility of moving around or on vacations or whatever in your bed, couch. But I like still a strong, good graphic. Now the screen's smaller, you don't need as much, but I like it. Like I want to run efficiency. I want to have like 144 hertz. I want to have a nice model. And that's what hopefully will be happening when it comes to this. The PlayStation 6 Portable will reportedly feature an AMD APU featuring 4 Zen 6C cores and 2 further cores dedicated entirely to system tasks. In addition, the PS6 is said to feature a 16 by RDNA 5 CU GPU clocked at 1.2 gigahertz in handheld mode and then 1.65 gigahertz dot. So basically saying it's going to be a lot stronger and able to utilize more power as it's dot. Very similar to how the Switch 2 is functioning. And it's kind of just like you have more of a direct line of power, so you're able to go and just utilize more power so you can run more efficiently. Think about like I'm trying to think of a good, I think that just makes sense. I don't think I have to give a random metaphor. Just you can have more power, it'll run a lot nicer, so you have the optionality of it maybe even being your main core console. Now, the one big issue though is for the high level is all, is will PlayStation support it well? Right now, we're seeing that the PlayStation VR 2 is kind of dead in the water, although there was a big update with them integrating the PSSR into the console, which is good. And we've also seen issues even with old like PSP and PS Vitas, where like it's cool, it works, but if you kind of buy it for 2 and 3 years and then after that it's donezo, then kind of what's the point? You know, like I want to have long-term support and maybe even exclusives or really good dev support. And that's where a lot of people are getting a little on the iffy side. I mean, because PlayStation has cool devices, but if they don't support it, then why buy it? So Moore's Law had also speculated that based on specification costs, this is all RNG, that this PS6 handheld could retail for around $500 and then be released in late of 2027, which makes sense. I think we've been hearing rumors around maybe a 2027 PlayStation 6, give or take. These are all very tentative. And if they want a dual launch, it makes sense, especially because right now this is kind of like the meta. A lot of people are doing these handhelds. Xboxes isn't out yet. We're going to see how the reception goes. But PlayStation has done handhelds before, and they've done well. Like the PSP and Vitas, they were all around good. So Sony hasn't launched a native gaming handheld since the Vita in 2021 or 2011, and that's like, what, 14 years? So like a 15, 16-year pause on that one. And the Portal was cool, but that was a pure streaming device. And all honesty, though, I think the Portal actually makes a lot of sense, because if you can just run your PS5 or in the future PS6 and have it streamed, then you don't really need to have internal hardware. But that also kind of more so requires like a good Wi-Fi 5G connection. So maybe that's better technology maybe in like 10 years from now. You know, we already have pretty good like mobile internet, but people have like data caps or like it's like, you know, throttled over time. So it might be a big issue. But like, I don't know. I think the Portal seems cool. So apparently Reuters has also reported that Sony had contracted AMD to design and fabricate the PlayStation 6 chip, which basically confirms that the PS6 is existing. And due to the company's prioritization of backwards compatibility, which will make it probably easier then for the PS4, PS5, and PS6 games to be interchangeable and played for future generations. Because we kind of know how the PlayStation 3 went, where it just wasn't good. AMD has also created the custom system on a chip, so the SoC, for PlayStation 5 and the PS5 Pro, and that was the crucial point in Sony's decision, because they were also shopping around. Like they were trying to go maybe hit up like Intel, and Nvidia, and all these other various companies, because Nvidia does the Switch 2, and Xbox and PlayStation do AMD. So, you know, they're just trying to see like what benefits can you do? Can you make it custom chips, or make it more efficient, or cut down cost, or whatever. Sony discussed in future console strategy in a business segment meeting this summer, in which it was said it was committed to exploring a new and enhanced way for players to engage with games, and that the future of the platform is top of mind. So basically, just want to have different options, mobile, things like these handhelds, things like streaming things, putting stuff on Steam, etc. While we cannot share future details at this stage, the future of the platform is top of mind, said the Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Hideki Nishino. We are committed to exploring a new and enhanced way for players to engage with their content and services. I'm excited for it. So I guess my big question for you guys is, would you guys like enjoy this? Would you guys buy this? I think I would. I will most likely be buying the Xbox handheld. I'm excited to go and see how it runs. I do think Game Pass fits on a handheld device a lot more. Like it just logically makes a lot more sense. But when it comes to a PlayStation, I loved my PSP. But I'm not sure if it was just like the time. Like I was younger, like digital downloads weren't as accessible. And there was a few more I felt like customly made games to the PSP at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just like the vibe when I was a kid. I don't know, by research. So I'm excited for a new handheld. But once again, if I already have a PS6 at the time, do I need this? Like, why will they sell me on this? I know there's people who will just buy it because it's handheld and PlayStation ecosystem, or maybe even game shares as well. Would be very nice. But like, is it going to be worth the cost? Is the hardware going to be good? And of course, as well, like what sets it apart from maybe me getting like an Xbox ROG Ally or a normal ROG Ally, or working with other PC companies that I'm sure will come on out? And I'm apprehensive, but I'm pretty happy with it because the PSP and Vitas were both amazing. And I'm surprised they haven't made one recently besides the Portal. So I think this will be good, although there is a few apprehensive vibes, as I mentioned, and we're going to have to see the internal specs a little bit more and price point. Because if it's like a $900 thing, we don't know how inflation and tariffs are going to go in the future, that's going to be a little bit of a struggle to deal with. But if it's more chill, I don't think I really mind. I'd probably buy it. So give me your thoughts down below. And of course, as well, like I said, it's my birthday. We will be streaming on Twitch and maybe YouTube, having some drinks. So if you guys don't follow Twitch already, please do. Or follow the Twitter to let me know when you guys go live. And I just appreciate you guys always so much for watching in the first place. You guys are all awesome.